What's up, Reefers? Welcome to Alex Pora Corals. This is Alex Wilson, your host, and this is more of the good, the bad, and the ugly, where I'm dosing, adding chicken manure to my reef aquariums. That's right, you heard it right, manure. Chicken manure in my aquariums. I don't know if it's going to go good or bad. I'm hoping really good, so we'll see over the next coming months and how, or a year, how that's going to go. Here we go. I got this potassium test kit by Salifert, and because to measure the potassium level, because I realized that the chicken manure, like all of the fertilizers, they're made of three parts. The first part is nitrate, second part is phosphate, and the third part is potassium. And so the one I was adding is 4 parts nitrate to 3 parts phosphate to 2 parts potassium. So anyway, that's why I got this potassium, interest in the potassium, and kind of like as one of the base nutrients that we need to be looking out for in the reef aquarium. So I got this Salifert test kit. It was relatively cheap, like $20, and has like 50 tests in it, and relatively easy to use. It has it comes with a couple vials, and then 3 right here. It has a K1, a K2, and a K3. And so it's pretty easy. You just take a sample and add a few drops of one, a few drops of the other, and then you titrate with the other one, and with the K3 titrates until it turns baby blue. And so yeah, it's a relatively quick and easy, and yeah, sure enough, on my systems I got well, that you should be within like around the 400 parts per million, at least the 400 parts per million. That is what natural seawater is at. So I used that, tested my aquariums over here, and like on my quarantine aquarium right here, I tested 380 parts per million for the phosphate, so it's a little low. And based off of that, I went ahead and ordered some potassium to add and dose to the aquarium, and I ordered the brand by Brightwell Aquatics. It looked like a pretty good option, so I'm gonna try that one out, see how it goes. And it comes in like a liquid or a powder, and I went ahead and got the powder. I'm thinking that it should be a little cheaper that way to do so. So we'll see how it goes. I'm still dosing the manure, and thus far no ill effects. So the last time I tested the nitrates, they were the same. And the last time I tested the phosphates, it did jump up to about 34, 35 parts per million. So I'll see what that does over the next couple of, next week or so. And I'm going to try, and then this one was 380 on the potassium. So I'm going to add and dose the potassium up on this one up as well. And that's what I do on the nitrate and phosphate when it's too low. Now I'm keeping the nitrate at about 10 parts per million, and the phosphates at 0.15 parts per million. So anyway, look, here's a quick update on these guys today. Granuloporas are looking a little better than they had been, so keep an eye on them. Yeah, and this red one right there is hopefully starting to come back. I got these clams glued on here. The smaller one there came off, and I glued them back, and it came off and glued them back again. And then I glued them on there, and sure enough, I glued them on too tight, such as that I glued them on there last night. It came off again, and then in the morning, sure enough, it was closed, completely closed. So I glued it accidentally completely shut. So I took them back out right away, and I broke off the base and broke off as much of the super glue that I could. And so he was kind of mad about that, but luckily he's opened up a little bit. so that hopefully he'll bounce back here. I'll give him at least a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then try again. These other guys are they attached in a much better way. So an idea is that, especially with these maximas right here and the croceas, that once they latch on, they want to latch on to something, either the boring clams. So once they do, you latch them on artificially with super glue, and then they'll attach themselves afterwards, and then they're much more comfortable and safe that way. And yeah, so that's the goal there. I mean, and then naturally attach on there, and eventually they'll bore into it, but I don't think I have to worry about that for those. Anyway, other than that, it's everything's looking okay. Bubbles looking good. Euphilia, mushrooms. So let's check out the main display. Yeah, it's still awfully brown, but that's nothing unusual. And yeah, so what I'm doing, I'm gonna try to completely forego and not add any of the reef fluids or the benepets from here. While I'm just gonna use the dehydrated chicken manure instead, and see what that does, and just completely rely on just what I'm feeding to the yellow tangs, which in this case is nori. So just the nori and the manure, and see what that does over the next couple of weeks. So anyway, that's check out the yellow tang. See how he's doing today. Come on. Yeah, there he is. Hi. Okay, he's coming up closer. He says, get out of here. This is my corner. Okay. He's doing okay. Pulsing Zinnia is doing good. Check him out for a second. And yeah, I got this on the white. I always have daylight going during the day. And that's, best time. I could film with the actinic on, during the later hours here, but it's, I don't want to put on the orange. I have the orange filter, but I don't really like the way it looks. Pretty artificial, strains with just the actinics. And so I just go with just the straight, just for it's easier to film. Just the white lights. And there's a shot of these guys. Got all kinds of copepods in here, of course. I stir the sand almost every day on this one. Maxima's doing good. Get a shot of the quarantine again really quick. I mentioned I have all these snails, small snails in here that came off the rock, so I'm looking forward to getting these guys over into the main display. But the coralline algae's doing good in here, so yeah, I want to get that going in the main display. And there's also some strange types of well, let me get got the snails right here. See towards the back right there, got 1, 2, 3 big ones right there. And I'm not sure what these guys are, how big they're actually gonna get. They might be large snails, large conchas or something, and then in the very back there, a speck right there, that's a starfish. And I can get a close up. There it is. See, it's just like a star, it's just like 1, 2, 3 legs on it, and they're just kind of a grayish brown. And you got some coralline algae right there. And here's the snails. So it's just got like one little feeler. Instead of like 2 snails have 2 tentacles, just one. These are one big mouth on it right there. So these kind of weird snails. And let's see, that one. Here's a shot of a bunch of coralline algae growing on my pump right here, suddenly. And here's a shot of another one of these strange snails. And this one's like a brown and white
mix, as you can see there. He's got a brown and white pattern to him. So no idea what the kind of snail this guy is, how big he's gonna get or anything, but we'll see. I suppose. I don't know if they reproduce in the aquarium or not. And I got him off some mushroom rock that I put in there. So it's that one. Got some of that coralline algae growing on my crushed coral. There it goes. On the rocks and the crushed coral right here. Here's the copepod going crazy. Got tons of copepods in here, and they're almost bothering the corals and the clams and anything they can. Stick your hand in there, and they'll bite you too. Sometimes they're almost like little fleas. I get one on my arm, suddenly they'll start biting me. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, I guess that's it for a quick update, guys, on the Reef Aquariums. But check back for the next episode. Find out what's going on with the manure. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Happy reefing. Bye.